What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Sunday Tone. Today we are taking a look and a just quick first impressions of this new Elliott 357 that I just got a few days ago. The Elliott Guitars 357 is actually James Duke's signature guitar with Elliott, and if you're not familiar with him, he has played with such artists as John Mark McMillan, Matt Redman, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Elevation Worship, and a ton of others. And what's really special about this guitar is it uses kind of the Fender Mustang body style, but instead of being a short scale, kind of small student guitar, this is a full-size body. And another thing that is special about it are these gold foil pickups that Elliott Guitars puts in these. They are custom made for this guitar. You can't get them anywhere else. And a lot of the other things on this guitar are special because they are just handcrafted. A lot of the parts and a lot of the work that is put into this is done by hand and is especially done for this guitar. So over 10 years ago at this point, I first heard about Elliott Guitars, and I first heard about the Elliott Tone Master, which is a Jazzmaster style body, but it's just this amazingly built, amazing sounding Jazzmaster style guitar. And I had heard a few people playing it, I had seen some demos of it, and I knew at that time that I really wanted to get an Elliott guitar, but it was kind of just out of reach for me at that point with how much these cost and kind of the wait time that was involved with it. So over the years, I've always wanted to get one of these guitars, and I've just kind of had it in the back of my mind. So recently I decided that I wanted to make the jump and go ahead and try to get an Elliott. And I knew it wouldn't be the easiest thing to do, so I kind of want to share with you how I ended up getting this, and maybe that will be helpful for you. But if you're not familiar, Elliott Guitars, they don't make a ton of them every year. They're a very small builder. I think they might be only making 50 to 100 guitars a year, whereas other boutique builders or even bigger companies are making, thousands of guitars a year. So I knew that there was a wait time for them. I believe it might be a few years even at this point. So I started to look around on the used market, which there wasn't a ton on there, and sometimes when they go up for sale, they can be more expensive than just buying one new. So I started looking around, and everything I heard from people was expect to wait a few years. So I actually started reaching out to different dealers on Instagram and online, just trying to see, do you have any in stock? Are you having any coming soon? And I reached out to a shop called Guitars to Be Played that actually just recently opened a shop in Nashville. And they got back to me and they actually said, we have a few that are being built by Elliott right now that they had already put on order. And that they were going to be coming in the next month or so. And they actually had a 357 that was the next one to be built. And the 357 was kind of like the number one that I was interested in. So I kind of got connected with them. I was able to reserve this guitar, and when it was completed, it was sent to Guitars to Be Played, and then they went ahead and shipped it out to me. So I think if you're looking for one of these guitars, that might be a good way to go instead of kind of waiting a long time. You might be able to reach out to some different dealers and see, do they have any that are being built that might be ready soon. You can also check the used market, like I said. So let's start with some of the specs of this guitar. It comes with an alder body, a maple neck, and a rosewood fretboard. And all the wood that has been selected and used with building this guitar is super top-notch. It looks amazing, it feels amazing, and it just resonates and really rings when you play it. In next, we have these gold foil pickups, which I mentioned, and you'll hear them in a second, but they're specially made for this guitar by Elliott, and they sound just super punchy, and I really like them. And then this guitar is actually finished in the vanilla shake color, which I believe is a newer color for this model. And it comes with these custom kind of really cool Elliott knobs. And this one is the hardtail version. So let's talk about the signal chain I'm using really quickly. I am playing into a Fender Deluxe Reverb, and I'm using some overdrive from the JHS Morning Glory, some delay from the Deluxe Memory Man, and some reverb from the Boss RV5. So let's take a listen to what it sounds like. So when it comes to guitars like this, you really don't have a chance to play them in a store when there's such a long wait list for them, unless you play a friend of yours that has one, or you find one and you're lucky that a store has a used one or something like that. After playing this guitar for the last few days, I really am blown away by it. I think this is one of the best instruments I have ever been able to play. And it really shows in the way it feels, in the way it sounds. Everything has been thought about, everything has been meticulously crafted to give you the perfect feel and the perfect sound. So a huge part of what I love about the sound of this guitar comes from these gold foil pickups. They're kind of this unique pickup that has a lot of punch and a lot of clarity to it. It almost reminds me of a great, amazing sounding Telecaster pickup. But it's a little bit thicker than a Telecaster pickup, and it doesn't get as harsh on the high end as some of those can get. So if you love that kind of sound that I'm describing, I think you'll really like these pickups. But overall, it feels great, it sounds great, and this is one of the best guitars that I've ever got to play. And I'm sure you'll see more of this guitar in my other videos that I have coming up, but let me know any questions that you have specifically about Elliott guitars or how the process of me getting this guitar. Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next one.